July 11, 2025, a seemingly ordinary day, poised on the precipice of unimaginable chaos. The world is going about its business, unaware of the storm gathering on the horizon. Then, without warning, the world wakes to chaos. Russia has launched a massive, coordinated missile barrage, an opening salvo in a conflict decades in the making. 500 warheads, a deluge of fire descending upon unsuspecting targets. The target, a NATO member, strategically chosen to inflict maximum damage and sow discord. Air bases, the first to be hit, runways cratered, planes burning. Command centers and energy grids, the nervous system of a nation, are systematically targeted. Explosions rip through critical infrastructure, bridges collapse, factories turn to rubble, sirens wail, a mournful cry echoing across cities and towns, signaling the end of peace. Civilians scramble for shelter, their faces etched with fear, desperately seeking safety in a world turned upside down. The abstract threat of war becomes horrifyingly real, a tangible nightmare unfolding before their eyes. The attack is designed to paralyze, to cripple the ability to respond, overwhelm air defenses, saturate the skies with impossible choices, and test NATO's unity to see if the alliance will hold or crumble under pressure. This is no border skirmish, no isolated incident. It's a direct act of war, a declaration etched in fire and steel, the culmination of years of rising tensions and failed diplomacy, a descent into the abyss. NATO's core promise is under fire. An attack on one is an attack on all. The bedrock of the alliance is now being tested. The Kremlin gambles that shock and speed, the sheer ferocity of the initial assault will fracture the alliance, sow seeds of doubt and division among its members, and buy time for further aggression to consolidate gains and press the advantage. In the first hours, confusion reigns, a fog of war obscuring the true extent of the damage. Governments race to assess damage, to understand the scope of the catastrophe, maintain command, and brace for possible invasion, the next inevitable stage of the conflict. The world holds its breath, watching with a mixture of horror and anticipation. The question is not if NATO will respond, but how, with what force, and with what resolve. And how forcefully will it be a measured response, or a full-scale counterattack? The future of the international order hangs in the balance, the delicate balance of power threatened by this act of aggression. The attacked nation scrambles to protect its people, to provide aid and comfort in the face of unimaginable loss, and communicate with allies, seeking reassurance and support in this desperate hour. Military leaders work to salvage defenses, to regroup and assess the remaining strength, and prepare for what comes next, the inevitable escalation of the conflict. NATO's response in these critical moments, the decisions made in the coming hours will shape the century, determining the course of history for generations to come. In the face of an incoming missile attack, every second counts. Before the first missile lands, NATO's early warning network, a sophisticated web of radars strategically positioned across member states, satellites constantly orbiting the Earth, and a vast array of sensors, works tirelessly to detect the initial launches. These systems are designed to identify the heat signatures and trajectories of missiles as soon as they leave their launch pads. The moment a launch is detected, data races at lightning speed to NATO Air Command, the central nervous system of the alliance's air defense. Simultaneously, the information is relayed to national defense centers across NATO member countries, ensuring a coordinated and immediate response. This rapid dissemination of information triggers the integrated air and missile defense system, a complex and layered defense network. Fighter jets, on constant alert, scramble to intercept any potential airborne threats. Patriot and SAMP-T batteries, ground-based missile defense systems, lock on to the incoming threats, preparing to engage. Interceptors launch, streaking towards the sky. It's a desperate race against time to blunt the attack and minimize the damage. The goal to shoot down as many missiles as possible before they reach their targets, save lives, protect critical infrastructure, and preserve the ability to strike back, deterring further aggression. It's a harsh reality that not every missile can be stopped. Missile defense systems are not impenetrable, but every interception matters, reducing the impact of the attack and buying precious time. Simultaneously, at NATO headquarters, Command confirms the attack's origin, assesses its scale, and analyzes its intended targets. This vital information is rapidly gathered and compiled into intelligence briefings for key decision-makers. Political and military leaders must then quickly convene to analyze the situation and decide on the next course of action. The alliance's response is twofold: kinetic defense in the skies, intercepting and destroying incoming missiles, and rapid intelligence gathering and analysis to inform both immediate political decisions and longer-term military strategies. The shield holds, imperfectly, but it is a critical line of defense. It holds enough to keep hope alive and protect as many people as possible. NATO's military machine is now fully engaged, responding with speed and precision. The world watches with bated breath, waiting to see what comes next in this high-stakes confrontation. At NATO's heart is Article 5, an attack on one is an attack on all. After the strike, the targeted nation calls an emergency session of the North Atlantic Council. Evidence is presented, consensus is reached, Article 5 is invoked. This transforms the crisis. Now the entire alliance is under attack. Each member decides its contribution, but unity is expected. The only previous invocation was after 9/11. Now the stakes are even higher. Moscow faces the combined might of 32 nations. With Article 5 invoked, NATO's leaders, foreign ministers, heads of state, gather to decide the alliance's response. Military options are presented: reinforce defenses, launch retaliatory strikes, or both. Every move is weighed for risk and necessity. Deterrence without uncontrolled escalation. Crisis response systems activate logistics, civil emergency planning, and public diplomacy all mobilize. The NATO response force readies for rapid deployment to the eastern flank. The message is clear. NATO's resolve is real, and its military power is on the move. Political unity becomes action, on the ground, in the air, and across the world. The alliance's credibility is on the line. The world braces for the next phase. While unprecedented, NATO's response draws on decades of crisis management. Cold War drills, the Article 5 response to 9/11, and the reinforcement of Eastern Europe after Crimea all provide a playbook. NATO's multinational battle groups, rapid response forces, and command structures are already in place. The alliance has proven it can sustain complex operations from Afghanistan to the Baltic. Recent years saw the largest reinforcement since the Cold War, tripling the NATO response force and deploying troops to the east. These experiences shape the current response: rapid reinforcement, readiness for direct engagement, and unity in action. The past is not a script, but a toolkit, adapted now to the gravest crisis yet. NATO's history is its strength. Even as forces mobilize, NATO launches a diplomatic offensive. The alliance condemns the attack, rallies global support, and seeks to isolate Russia. An emergency UN Security Council session is called. Russia's veto is expected, but the world sees the evidence. NATO reaches out to China, India, and others, urging pressure on Moscow. Severe sanctions are coordinated to cripple Russia's war machine. Crucially, a direct line to Russian military leaders is kept open to prevent miscalculation and accidental escalation. Military strength and diplomacy run in parallel, each reinforcing the other. NATO makes clear the path to de-escalation remains open if aggression ceases. This scenario, while hypothetical, is a stark reminder of the complex and ever-present challenges to global security that we face in the modern world. It forces us to confront the potential realities of conflict and the critical need for strong, unified alliances. Of NATO's enduring importance, not just as a military force, but as a symbol of transatlantic unity and shared values. It stands as a testament to the power of collective defense. For over 75 years, since its inception in the aftermath of World War II, the alliance has deterred major war in Europe, fostering an environment of stability and cooperation that has allowed nations to prosper and build lasting peace. Through unwavering unity and a credible defense posture that demonstrates a commitment to protecting its members and upholding international law. Article 5's promise, the cornerstone of the NATO treaty, forces any potential aggressor to carefully consider the immense cost of facing the combined might of all 32 members, including nations possessing nuclear deterrent capabilities. This is a powerful disincentive. NATO's strength lies not only in its military hardware, but also in its interoperability, joint training exercises that enhance coordination and readiness, and the shared democratic values that bind its members together, creating a foundation of trust and mutual support. The alliance continuously adapts to new and evolving threats: cyber warfare, the weaponization of space, and threats beyond the traditional battlefield, while actively promoting stability, security, and democratic reform in a complex and interconnected world. Disagreements and differing perspectives are inevitable, but the principle of collective security ultimately prevails, ensuring a unified response in times of crisis. The hypothetical response to a large-scale 500-missile attack would test every single aspect of NATO's core purpose and its ability to respond effectively under immense pressure. Immediate and decisive defense, unwavering political unity and solidarity, the rapid and coordinated deployment of military forces, and intensive global diplomacy would all be immediately mobilized to de-escalate the conflict and protect civilian populations. The very existence of such a powerful and unified alliance serves as a strong deterrent against potential aggression. NATO remains a vital cornerstone of peace, stability, and collective security in the complex and ever-changing landscape of the 21st century.